guys, welcome to today's video. So today we are looking at shimmer colors, iridescent colors, interference colors, duochrome colors, and what's the difference, how do you use them? So I do use them a lot on the channel. I get a lot of questions about them as well. So we're going to do two videos and use them in the videos and kind of see how you can see different ways that you can use them. And even, across the spectrum here, the interference ones are different than the iridescent ones. They work differently. So we'll go into all of that today, and we will create this painting here as well so that you can kind of get an idea of how to use them in a painting. Okay, so we're going to look at three different types here. One is the interference, one is the duochrome, and one is the metallic, or like the pearlescent ones. So let's just say that the iridescent, metallic and pearlescent ones all handle fairly the same way. Okay, so we can see this picture, this painting that we did in another video, I think, of this little palette. I can't remember, but you can see here when I hold it to the light correctly, you get the beautiful shimmer of these interference type colors, and then when it's not in the light, they sort of disappear. So that's the magic to me of these colors, is that you can, when the light hits them just right, can make you gasp for breath. It's so beautiful, and they're just kind of a hidden surprise in the painting. So I like to use them a lot for that reason. When we're doing the watercolor painting, you get to experience the beauty of that, the movement of the water, and it's such a lovely thing to kind of do and create. So I like to leave a bit of that magic in the painting, and generally how I do it is through these interference colors, so that they're not necessarily completely visible in the painting, but when the viewer sees them sort of on the right angle, it's a surprise, and it's just something really beautiful. So let's sort of talk about them. The first thing here is, you can see I'm dropping a little bit of water from my brush. I'm just getting it out of the cup of water, and I'm just dropping the water onto the paint there. And that just helps the paint to activate. So I generally just do that and sort of keep getting ready or whatever I need to do. And by the time, about 30 seconds to 2 minutes, kind of depending on the paint, it will just re-wet beautifully. So I guess that's number one, is just to let them re-wet and reconstitute so that you can, and activate so that you can use them to their full potential. That's the first thing. And then you can see here, so we've swatched out the Paint and Paper Studio Sun Gold. This one is the Daniel Smith Interference Copper. This one is like the Phantom Fire that I really love from Rivervale, but it's just not as pearly and creamy. And then this one here is the Daniel Smith Interference Blue. So I am just showing you these few examples, but I do have a lot more sort of interference colors, and you'll see them in my videos quite a lot. So you'll be able to see with these that on the right angle they sparkle and they're very luminous, and on the angle where the light's not shining as much, they're not as prominent. So then we have the duochrome colors. So all that means is that they have a color shift or a double color in here. So this is the duochrome Lapis Sunlight. This one is one of my favorite ones. This is from Paint and Paper Studio. It is their Pacific Lagoon, so it's got this beautiful purple blue shift. And I feel like I have the duochrome Aquamarine. Maybe it's not called duochrome, so I'm not sure. I think some duochromes have a metallic base and some have an interference base. Okay, so this one is a Turner one. This is black gold, or I'll put the I'll flash it across the screen if I'm wrong, but I think it's grey gold or something like that. So it's a black pigment and a gold mixed together. So if you have a black and a gold, you can easily mix something like this, but this is a really good example of how you can take like the interference gold and mix it with another color like the black and create more of an iridescent color. So this one here is just the iridescent bronze. And then what are we going to swatch next? So this is Pearl Red by Turner. Again, it's like an iridescent color. So the difference with the iridescent or metallic ones is that they do come off as a color. So you'll see them whichever light you have. They're a very opaque color, if that makes sense. So you don't need sort of a special light, tilting it to the light. You will just be able to see this very prominently in the painting. More of a metallic finish. So the other thing that I should mention here is lighting. So when I do these videos, I have a daylight bulb in a lamp, a desk lamp, and it's just a really inexpensive setup. The desk lamp is from Target, the daylight bulb is from Home Depot. So that just helps to show off the shimmer to its full potential. And you'll also find that if you're painting at night just by lamplight, just nice sort of soft glow of the evening light, you'll also be able to get the really beautiful shimmers of them. And also in sunlight, so if your desk is in a sunny place or you sit somewhere sunny to paint this, the sun will really show off the beauty of the shimmers. But you can see here with the interference ones, they have sort of disappeared from this camera angle, so the light is not hitting them to where you can see that shimmer. But the iridescent ones, the more metallic or pearlescent ones, you can still see the base color, or it's very easily seen and recognized. Okay, so the reason we're painting this same palette is I want you to be able to see from the one we did in the other example, we didn't use any base colors. So a lot of the time I was using interference colors. So again, on the right light, they will be seen and then they'll kind of disappear. So I want to show you how you could still paint that palette with those interference colors, but make a more solid painting. And basically what you're doing here is adding a base layer underneath the interference colors. So that color will be seen no matter how the light shifts. And then when the light does shift, you'll get the beautiful interference shimmer, that sort of magical, unexpected, just beautiful moment. Okay, so I hope you don't mind the flamenco music today. I thought it would be a bit nice for spring, but let's see. So we've talked about re-wetting them. We've talked about the lighting that you need. The other thing I wanted to say is that there are a couple more videos that go into more depth on sketching out a palette like this, if that's what you're looking for. So I'll try and link those below as well. And then basically I've just used all the blues in my palettes, the violet earth colors, so Raw Umber Violet by Daniel Smith, things like that. So, and then to create the shadows, I'm using what am I talking about? I'm using Daniel Smith French Ochre and Sedona as well to create that. And I really love some of the combinations that it creates. So on the other edge we'll see the Sedona with the interference lilac put through, and it creates such a beautiful little colour contrast. Okay, so I think that was the Pacific Lagoon, the Paint and Paper Studio Pacific Lagoon in the Sedona, not the interference lilac, but it's a similar thing. So if you had either or, I really love the Pacific Lagoon. It's a beautiful colour. So I really also love to use the sort of pinky browns I call, like the Sedona and the French ochre, with these sort of cobalt violet colours as well, so interspersing them. And really what I'm looking to create here is all different little magical colour combinations through the painting. So I will think about the specific blue in the half pan and what might pair with that very well. So you may have noticed that I quite enjoy painting these little palettes, and one of the reasons is it gives you a really easy way to play with colours and start even glazing. So what we're doing here is we're just putting on the base layer, and then we will let that dry and we will add all these interference colours. You can see that I'm kind of adding in a little bit here, but once we let these dry, we will also go back in with a whole nother layer of, you know, all kinds of really nice interference colours and mixes. And the other thing I was going to say is the colours do look a little bit blown out here just because of the lighting of the day. So, you know, it's not coming up on camera as vibrant as it is. Okay, so you can see the first layer is done. This is before we put the interference colours or shimmer colours on, but you can see here that we have already started adding some, and it just does give the result that I want, that unexpected sort of surprise radiance, I guess. And then, so we let that whole layer dry, and now we're going back in, we're adding some mixes on top, and we'll start to add in those beautiful you know, unexpected, you can see there, like there's these really, really lovely moments that you can't get without these interference colours, I think. So all the metallic colours, I really love them. You know, it's not everyone's style, it's not everyone's choice of colouring, but it's something that I just always gravitate towards. So hopefully this helps to sort of clarify how to use them and how I use them and why I use them. Tomorrow's video we're going to also, this was just another page as well, so I just did some ovals, sort of cameo inspired and sort of overlapping different colours. So there's a lot of different ways that you can try out shimmer colours. You can try them, you know, in different colour combinations and how, you know, one colour will layer over different colours in your palette, and it will create, you know, completely different results depending on which colours. It also, you know, depends if you mix it in with colours on the first layer, if you want to mix it in, you know, in more further glazing. So there's a lot to consider. It's a really fun one to use, I think, and tomorrow's video we will go a little bit more into some different ways that you can apply it and try out different things. So I'm going to leave you with this time lapse of New York. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.